With Greg Anthony, Chris Webber, and David Aldridge, Kevin Harlan. And joining us tonight, a man who once said he will never write another traditional sports column. Please don't say that. So, Bill Simmons, don't say that.
Well, now you just have to tweet. You need the 280 characters, and you can pretend you're a writer.
What do you think of social media?
I actually think for basketball, it's been a huge advantage. And it hasn't been a huge advantage for a lot of other things, but I think it's made basketball a lot more fun. I do worry, though, sometimes that people are just watching their Twitter feed over the games. I still think there's an advantage for people who actually are watching what's going on versus watching people's reactions to what's going on.
Interesting. We've got the Los Angeles Lakers facing the Houston Rockets. And now the Lakers starting group. Ingram and Kuzma filling up the 3 and the 4. Ball is the point with KCP at his side. And it's Chandler in at the 5. Now Ball. After the missed 3 from Tyson Chandler. Ball with it. Picked up by Rivers. Ingram wide open. That falls. Nice feed that time from Ball. Ingram's got himself going there. His first points of the game in the deep ball. And the Rockets last season, first team to ever shoot more 3s, Bill, than 2s.
Yeah, is that a good thing?
It's more interesting to watch. Percentages are a little skewed.
Is it more interesting to watch if you're 7 years old or if you love basketball like us? I don't know.
It's
I
fun
still
to
love
call.
the back cut.
Yeah, I agree.
But this is the society we're in now, right? Like, people love home runs, they love three-pointers.
Big shots.
I will never in my life get used to watching guys on the 3-on-2 fast break go to the corners versus go to the basket.
And that's
for a
what
layup.
Houston does.
And that's what Houston does, and mathematically it's the right move. But I still kind of like layups sometimes.
You're a traditionalist.
I like to straddle traditionalism versus the new math. I get the new math. I don't understand shooting 45 threes in a game. Just, what is that? It's just a new form of basketball, I guess.
It is, yeah. On the free throw, nope. Good.
His quiet, easygoing nature, that's what Ball brings. That's what makes him so likable. He's someone his team loves to play for, and they generally respect.
Now, here's Tucker, following the miss by Austin Rivers. And Tucker kicks to Harden. Shot clock at 5.
Yeah, scoreless here early after their first 4 shots.
are searching for a bucket.
We're just about 2 minutes into the first quarter. Ball, the pass to Caldwell Pope. Ingram right side. Over Nene. 9 feet out. And that one's good. Ingram's got 5 points so far.
Fruitful possession. Just doing what they can to extend the lead.
And that's what you have to do. Stay in the moment. Keep grinding.
Now here's Harden. He's coming off an unbelievably high-scoring game.
Defends the shot and grabs the rebound. About as big an impact as you can have on a possession.
Rivers against Ball. Passes it to Caldwell Pope. And that basket pushes the lead to double digits.
And now you see them starting to really work the ball inside.
And now the first timeout called here for the Rockets. Now we've seen some top prospects forego college, enter the G League straight out of high school. What do you think is the future of the G League, and do you like where it sits right now?
I do. I wish they spent more money on salaries.
I agree.
I wish they blew it out. I mean, I think this is the first year we've had 30 G League teams. This should be the #1 place you'd want to go after high school. You should not want to go to college. You should want to go to a AAA awesome league that's set up.
And they're bringing kids up and down off that G League roster all the time.
It's just better, and you're going to have a better chance to succeed as a professional basketball player. You see the situation we're in now with the one-and-done guys. They go to college. They show up in September. They're playing all the way through till March. Whenever they get knocked out, they drop out of college. And they might last, till round 2 in the tournament, which is what, March 20th?
Right.
And they're out. So they've been in college for 6.5 months. How's that a good system? They didn't even finish 2 semesters. So I would much rather see the G League work, and I don't understand why they don't spend a little more on it and just make it like a force. I don't think the moves are that hard.
And here is Ball. James Harden getting it to go from deep. Ingram kicks to Chandler. Back to Ingram. It's stolen by Ennis. Oh, and a fast break for the Rockets. Rivers has got the ball. And out of bounds as the Lakers gain possession.
And taking a look here at the numbers for Brandon Ingram. Good season for him last year. He was around 16 points per last year. 5 rebounds and 4 assists. And guys, he's making winning plays. It's as simple as that. Not a star player per se, but he makes his presence felt.
But yeah, lately he's been overachieving a little bit. Hopefully this is a sign of greater things to come.
Now here's Ingram. Coming in off a 21-point game his last outing. Chandler against Nene. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Drills the three-pointer. Kuzma's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3.
They've wasted no time settling into their offense.
Always a spirited debate, Bill, around the NBA. Which team was the best ever? You have an opinion on a lot of this.
Yeah, I used to feel really strongly about my opinion on this, but I think basketball has changed so much over this decade that I'm not even positive how you could compare what this Warriors team is versus what I always thought the 86 Celtics were the best team. But the 86 Celtics were built, I always compared it to a hockey team on a power play. We're just trying to get closer and closer to the net and crowd the net. And they were just built around getting layups and the best possible shots. The Warriors are built around math and shooting threes and spacing the floor. And if you took the 86 Celtics and indoctrinated them in that style for 5 years, they all would have been shooting threes, and they probably would have done it better than the Warriors, but I don't know. So I almost have like the before after with theirs. I think the Warriors are the best team of the math era, but I still think the 86 Celtics were the best start to finish season anyone's had. The dark horse for me was the 01 Lakers, the second Lakers team. When Shaq and Kobe, they had won the year before, rocked the first few months, and then they figured out whatever they needed to figure out, and Phil Jackson probably sprinkled some Zen fairy dust on them or whatever he did, and they just ripped through the league, and they came very close to going undefeated in the playoffs. So that would be my dark horse.
So timeout called here, the first for Los Angeles. Looking back up, Bill, on our discussion of the greatest teams from different eras. What about those Chicago teams with Jordan in the 90s?
You know, the best one was probably the 92 team, but I really do think the league got a little diluted there in the 90s because of expansion. I don't think there was, like, the quote-unquote best Bulls team. I think Jordan was so great, he made it look probably a little easier than it was, but, you know, there's teams, they never really went against a great center other than 95 and 96 against Shaq. And, you know, the NBA pretends this never happened, but the Magic beat them when Michael came back from baseball, and Shaq and Horace Grant destroyed them. They were just too big for them. So, you know, for me, I still think that Shaq-Kobe 01 team was really great. Like, those guys were averaging 30 points a game each that year, and were just unstoppable. All the role players were really good. They had Big Shot Rob on that team, and Fisher, and Brian Shaw, Rick Fox. Like, that was a really good team. But I still think the 86 Celtics, having 4 Hall of Famers in the front court, DJ, Danny Ainge, the home court advantage, Bird at his peak of his powers, like, I would still say that.
Buries it from three-point range. Bill, a top advisor for the U.S. High School Athletics and Activities Division, recommended that schools adopt esports programs. What's your take on it?
I'm all in. It's probably my son's only chance to go to college, so I really hope it happens. No, listen, the world changes every decade.
I know.
And you got to change with it. And the reality is esports is one of the biggest things we have now. And if you're under 15, you're way more likely to play video games and be good at that than you are to do anything else. So why wouldn't we be able to benefit from that? The whole esports in general, just the audiences they're getting, and as a spectator event, that's been building. So why wouldn't that work for college?
And here is Green, following the three-pointer by Lance Stevenson. And it's off from three-point range. Now, here's Ball. 8 points his last outing. Beasley left side. And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle, and 2 shots coming up. Thinking about how much sports video gaming has changed over the decades, Bill. Can you imagine a 13, 14-year-old Bill Simmons with the 2K product? You would just be all over that, wouldn't you?
You have no idea, Kevin Harlan. I was there for every step of the video game revolution. I had an Intellivision and an Atari. I had Nintendo. I had Super Nintendo. I had all 3 of the first PlayStations.
You played them all the time.
I played entire Madden seasons on the treadmill when I was like in my early 30s. Try playing any video game on the treadmill. Try it, and try not falling off. It's impossible.
I'm sure
I've been there every step of the way. I am pro esports. Basketball, I'm jealous of the people who can play 2K well, because there's just, not sound like an old guy, but so many buttons and so many things to remember. I'm always so impressed when people just remember all the combinations and stuff. I'm jealous.
Like your son does.
My son can do it.
I know.
But I could have done it. I know
you could have.
I want to take 1984 me out of a time machine and just give me this game. I would have unleashed.
Yeah, but 13-year-old Bill Simmons would like what 40-year-old Bill Simmons is.
13-year-old Bill Simmons would be amazed that 48-year-old Bill Simmons was getting paid to do anything. He'd really be excited about that. Just that he wasn't living at home. We would have been fired up.
And here is Green. Michael Beasley getting it to go from deep. And Lance Stevenson picks up the foul. That's his first foul. There's 126 left to play in the first. Knight.
The offense is sputtering a bit here, starting to fall behind. And they have a narrow edge here in rebounding early on, and you wonder what kind of a role that's going to play moving forward.
The Lakers have gone 2 for 3 at the foul line in this game.
Two shots.
That's good from McGee. Both free throws good from McGee. Rockets trail by 19. And here is Knight. Still getting warmed up offensively. No scoring yet from him. 1:05 left to play in the first quarter. Ball, the pass to McGee. Comes out of the gate empty. He's 0 for 1.
The D doing everything they can to cut him off on his way to the hoop.
To the middle. Here's Clark. Banked in off the glass.
Terrific pass work. That shot's a lot easier after an assist like that.
The Lakers on offense. They're on a 16-7 run. Stevenson finds Beasley. That shot is off. So Houston will take it the other way. Last time they met was right here, and they came out with the win.
Yeah, it was a narrow win, but in that last meeting, I think foul trouble for the other side may have really just tipped the scale and allowed them to escape with the W.
Yeah, it did. I mean, they were smart about it, Mark. Once the foul started to add up
gentlemen,
on the other
two
side,
shots.
they really turned up
Two
the heat.
shots.
And he can't get the first one. Zubats is checked in for Michael Beasley. And he's good on the second. There's 39 seconds left in the first quarter. Now Stevenson. 5 points in the game. Back to ball. Down low and stolen by Knight. And now here comes Gordon leading the break over Hart. And a little luck that time, but it drops.
Ooh, the lost art of the mid-range J. Gordon just measured it perfectly, squaring up and knocking it down.
Ball, the pass to McGee, stolen by Tucker, and they're moving it up. With 4 seconds on the clock, shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws. For Houston, they have converted 1 of 2 free throws so far today.
Yeah, a year ago, though, Kevin, 78% conversion rate from the free throw line. So that's a nice all-around effort.
A free throw good from Eric Gordon.
And when he's healthy, Gordon is extremely effective, an incredible scorer who fills up the stat sheet.
So he hits 1 of 2 from the stripe. Here's Ball. And he was able to put it up in time, but doesn't fall. And so it's Los Angeles. 13 points up at the end of the period. They've been putting on a clinic in the paint. Shots are falling with regularity, and they are pounding it down low. And we've got more NBA action on 2K Sports coming your way after this break. Now a chance to hear shooting guard Eric Gordon talk about their key to winning.
It's all about not making mistakes, getting rebounds, and getting good stuff to really push the pace up. And I think when we do that, we always are at our best.
And Greg, nowadays, it's all about pushing the pace.
And it's an offensive-oriented league now. When you execute and really look to attack, it puts the opposition on their heels.
And if you're just tuning in, we've got a wide margin on the scoreboard, but plenty of time left for a comeback. And for the Lakers, this has been the game they wanted to have.
Usually, and already after this first quarter, they're starting to make it look easy.
I love it. They have their track shoes on. Right off the tip, they were in full attack mode. This offense is really churning.
They've got P.J. Tucker. Brandon Knight is out there with Gordon. And it's Clark in at the 4. So that's who's on the floor for the Rockets. Bill, we know when you're writing that you love to incorporate pop culture references. How did that begin with you?
Well, it began because in college, I was dropping them in columns and people were responding. I think pop culture probably mattered more when I was in college in the 80s and 90s because, we didn't have the internet back then. It was harder to connect with people you didn't know. Basically, you had sports and pop culture and politics. Those were the three ways of I'm getting to know you. What are the three things we're going to talk about? I didn't want to talk about politics with anybody, so the other two things for me were sports, pop culture. I was also an only child in the 70s with only 5 or 6 TV channels watching Brady Bunch, Partridge Family, Sanford and Son, Jeffersons, Good Times, all that stuff. And, that stuff just soaks into your DNA, and that's it.
And let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Well, it is the era of positionless basketball, but how exactly did we get here? Well, new defensive rules at the turn of the century encouraged face-up scoring, motion-based offense, and guard play over isolation and post-ups. As a result, offensive roles have become more interchangeable.
It has become a positionless game now. David, thank you very much.
2 shots.
The first free throw is good. And Bill, in talking about the connection between pop culture, sports, and basketball during your career, through it all, you've always been a writer, though, haven't you?
Always been a writer. That was the only child of me. The thing is, though, I would have watched more basketball, but basketball wasn't on. I try to explain this to people, how lucky they are to be able to watch.
They can't believe these finals were tape delayed.
Well, but think about the day-to-day, right? Like Magic Johnson. I feel like I saw his whole career, but I really didn't. Like, his first couple years in LA, I think CBS was only showing like 6 or 7 regular season games.
Sunday afternoons.
In the playoffs, they would bump them off.
Yep.
USA, I think, got the contract in maybe 1982, but for the most part, like, I love George Gervin. I probably saw him play in person twice, and I saw him on TV maybe 10 times, 12 times. And now I could watch Giannis every day. And if Giannis dunks, I could see it on Twitter 5 minutes later, or 5 seconds later. It's amazing. So I think people are lucky. You guys should appreciate how lucky you are out there.
And it's Rivers with the ball. He brings it up for Houston. A 12-point game. Bill, it's interesting. More than 50 colleges and universities now offers scholarships in esports. I did not know this. And that number is probably only going to go up.
Yeah, it makes sense too. What's more popular, esports or water polo? No offense to the water polo players, but come on. Let's move it.
They cannot get enough of these games.
No, we should have, every college should have esports.
Here's Nene, and slam dunk by Nene.
Yeah, he's superb at finding open teammates. Harden, I love how he looks to shed a rock.
Zubac kicks to Ingram. To the middle. Kuzma passes to Hart. And it's good for 2.
Timeout.
And the Lakers lead by 14.
Indicative of what we've seen tonight. One team being the aggressor, the other failing to react.
We know the saying, numbers don't lie. You can see it up there on the scoreboard.
Now a timeout called by Houston.
Yeah, the amount of points they've given up here in the paint, that's what they've got to talk about.
Ooh, this is ugly. No question about it. And you wonder if these matchups aren't favoring them right now.
Change here. Caldwell Pope checked in. Bill, Commissioner Adam Silver believes the 2K Esports League will have the staying power of the NBA, the WNBA, the G League. A pretty powerful comment to make.
And I hope he's right, because I want to be the lead color guy. I want us to be the team. Why can't it be us, Kevin Harlan?
Are you kidding me?
Let's do that. cut me the check. As
Sign
Rasheed
me
Wallace
up.
would say, CTC, cut the check.
Bill Simmons is here.
I'm ready.
Rockets trail by 14, and even 3-on-3 break. Back to Rivers. Outside, Green. Stolen by Zubac. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line. Now let's take a look at how the shots have been divided up between 3-point shots and 2-point shots for Houston. Lakers shooting their 6th and 7th free throw attempts tonight.
Only 71% from the line last season, and rest assured they're hoping to bring those numbers up this year.
The first one falls. And he makes both free throws. The Rockets have gone 2 of 6 from the field in the second quarter so far. Rivers finds Harden. Fires from deep. Another miss by Houston.
Wow, he's really been dragging them down.
Bill, one shot to win a game. You can pick any player. Who's going to take that shot for you?
Kevin Durant. I think he has the most ways to get a good shot off. I always look at it as, is it a quality shot to get off? So he can post the smaller guy up. He can shoot a 3. He's got the pull-up hissy jumper, as he calls it. He can go to the lane and pump fake and do a little drop step. And I just think he has the most moves. Some people would say LeBron, but am I getting regular season LeBron or playoff LeBron?
Playoff LeBron.
Playoff LeBron would be my number one
He'd
choice.
be pretty good.
Yeah, he'd be pretty good.
Yeah.
Regular season LeBron, I'm not as enthused about.
And did you see the screen that was set for him? I mean, that was how he got to the hoop.
It was the classic screenplay. It won't show up in the box score, but that screen deserves an assist.
Yeah, guys, and his teammates love it. That'll get him a few big pats on the back. No, you can't lay that pass in there any better.
And the Lakers call time here.
Some numbers for Kentavious Caldwell-Pope. How he did last season. Averaged about 13 points per, 5 rebounds, and 2 assists. And guys, he's making winning plays. It's as simple as that. Not a star player per se, but he makes his presence felt.
Well, yeah, lately he's been overachieving a little bit. Hopefully this is a sign of greater things to come.
Now here's Caldwell-Pope. 8 points his last outing. Here's Rivers. It's good for his 4th bucket of the night. He's shooting 4 of 8.
His field goal percentage is creeping up there now. I mean, it wasn't pretty in the first quarter.
Los Angeles calls timeout.
Yeah, just hitting the reset button, a chance to kind of talk some things over.
And the chance to draw up a great play. I mean, this is a chess match at work.
Angeles with some changes. Chandler comes in for Ivica Zubas. And it's Beasley in for Josh Hart. Ingram with it. He's got 7. Chandler kicks to Ingram. Beasley. 5 on the clock. Over Harden. And that one's good. Ingram's got 9.
Well, it's nice to have an option like him every time down the court.
And it's Rivers with the ball. He brings it up for the Rockets. Down by 15. And they're off to Philadelphia after this game as they'll take on the 76ers. And that'll be the first of a 2-game road trip for them. Now here's Ennis. He had an 18-point outing in their last game against the Lakers. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2. It's on Nene.
I love the fire Kuzma plays with, especially inside where he dares defenders to foul.
For Los Angeles, they have put up good numbers at the charity stripe, converting 6 of 7.
Shooting 2, gentlemen.
That free throw, no good.
Yeah, and for being the 27th pick in the 2017 draft, Kuzma has made his mark early, already surpassed expectations.
Looking at who's out there now for the Rockets. P.J. Tucker comes in for Nene. And it's Gordon in for Austin Rivers. And the second free throw, good. And so it's Houston with it. It's a 16-point game. Caldwell Pope against Harden.
And with the success they've had rebounding the basketball, they're right where you'd expect them to be, firmly in the driver's seat.
Pass to Tucker. Houston moving the ball around. Green, the pass to Tucker. They get it back. Now here's Ennis. Defense is right there.
No question, he got bumped on that shot.
The Rockets shooting their 7th and 8th attempts at the foul line tonight. 2 shots. And the first one drops.
And getting to the line and hitting your free throws, a good way to get back into the game. It stops the clock and extends the game and allows you the opportunity to set your defense. They've been perfect in the line so far here in the second quarter.
Brandon Knight, he's checked in for James Harden. Back to Ingram. 6 to shoot. Gets it to drop, and now he's shooting at a 5 for 8 clip.
And that's how you attack, young fella. Love the aggressiveness from Ingram.
Knight against Ingram. And that one drops. Knight's got his first bucket in this one. Well, we want to thank the sports guy for being here. Enlightening as always. Bill, what a pleasure. Thanks for joining us.
Oh, I hope my son was impressed. Thank you, Kevin.
I'm sure he was. And Greg, a lot of great sports writers out there, also great commentators. And then there's Bill Simmons. He's kind of carved out his own category.
You know, Bill once said he will never write a traditional sports column, and he stayed true to that. He writes from the viewpoint of the passionate sports fan and brings that to his commentary as well.
And Los Angeles with some changes. Lance Stephenson's checked in for Caldwell Pope. And it's Lonzo Ball in for Brandon Ingram. Seconds left to play here in the half. Misses off the left iron.
And they've got a big lead, not just on the scoreboard, but really in the rebounding numbers as well.
Knight against Ball. On the wing, Stevenson. He feeds it to Beasley. Just 5 to shoot. Over Clark. And that one is good by Beasley. Beasley's got 7 points in the game.
I mean, since he's wide open, he's got time to add a little style with the fader.
Knight kicks to Clark. Another miss by Houston. Los Angeles leading by 17. Ball against Knight. And Ball slams it in.
A point guard who can dunk it. Ball is a rarity in more ways than one.
Now, here is Knight. Knocks it loose. Chandler with the steal. No good there. And so it's Los Angeles.
Soon I get you in my, I want you now.